Melania Trump is a figure often cloaked in an air of mystery, captivating the public with her quiet strength and undeniable elegance. As the First Lady of the United States from 2017 to 2021, she carved out a unique niche for herself, balancing the demands of her position with her personal style and reserved demeanor. Melania, born in Slovenia and raised in a world far removed from the political stage of America, embodies an intriguing blend of sophistication and subtlety that sets her apart from many of her predecessors. Her journey to becoming First Lady began in the world of modeling, where she honed not only her aesthetics, but also an unshakable confidence that has served her well. This background provided her with a distinct ability to navigate high-pressure environments, skills that came to the forefront during her tenure in Washington. While her husband, Donald Trump, often drew attention with his bold rhetoric and brash personality, Melania's strategy was markedly different. She chose silence over spectacle, allowing her presence to speak volumes without uttering too many words. This contrast between them often led observers to speculate about their marriage. Some questioned whether Melania's reticence indicated discontent or support for Donald's controversial statements and policies. However, what emerged was a complex portrait of a woman who seemed to thrive under pressure while maintaining a protective barrier around her private life. She often appeared at events, dressed impeccably, exuding poise and control, the epitome of grace even amid swirling controversies surrounding her husband. Yet behind this polished facade lay nuances that remained largely unexplored by the media. That Melania's relationship with the press has been fraught. She frequently avoided direct engagement with reporters unless necessary. This strategic distance created an air of intrigue, but also fostered speculation about her feelings toward Donald Trump's tumultuous presidency. Observers would often analyze her expressions during public appearances for clues, scrutinizing even the slightest flicker of emotion as if they could decipher hidden truths about their marriage. The public's fascination with Melania is further complicated by the juxtaposition of her high-profile role against a backdrop filled with uncertainty and tension surrounding Trump's administration. Many viewed Melania as an enigma, an elegant enigma whose every move was analyzed through a political lens, yet who maintained an aura of privacy seemingly at all costs. This complexity came into sharp focus at various points during Trump's presidency when reporters pressed for insights into her personal life or opinions on policy matters. With each question posed regarding her marriage, or worse yet, insinuations about its stability, Melania stood poised like a knight, defending against unwarranted attacks on what she deemed a sacred aspect of life. Family. That in this light, it becomes clear why Melania's interactions with journalists have often been laden with tension. The stakes were high. Any misstep could ignite dialogue around not just their marriage, but also broader perceptions about family values and integrity amidst political chaos, as tensions heightened within the media landscape, leading up to pivotal moments in both politics and personal life for the Trumps. There was palpable excitement among reporters seeking answers. Each inquiry held potential to uncover something sensational while simultaneously risking Melania's ire, a delicate dance between curiosity and restraint. The allure surrounding Melania transcended mere aesthetics. It encompassed resilience in navigating public scrutiny alongside unwavering commitment to maintaining dignity under duress, in situations where others might falter or react emotionally, especially when faced with probing questions about marital intimacy or support. Melania showcased remarkable composure. This reputation for grace reached its zenith during memorable public appearances when she effortlessly handled challenging situations with aplomb. Even if they revolved around difficult topics concerning family dynamics or relationships within the Oval Office, as we delve deeper into this narrative regarding one specific incident involving a reporter daring enough to question Melania's marriage directly, it becomes essential first to consider how we arrived at such crossroads. A moment characterized by raw vulnerability cloaked in an exterior designed for strength. The reporter's probing question would come to encapsulate issues long-standing yet continuously evolving within not only America's political fabric, but also personal realms spanning couples entwined within fame or notoriety alike. It is here we find ourselves positioned on precarious ground, where inquiries wade into pools murky enough that responses can shift perceptions dramatically. In seconds rather than hours or days, we transition towards recounting that moment which startled viewers, and perhaps even Melania herself. It remains crucial to appreciate fully what led up to such an exchange. One colored by nuances intricately woven into fabric, representing much more than just celebrity gossip, but rather reflections on love amidst chaos lying beneath turbulent waters rich with speculation and conjecture waiting patiently beneath calm surfaces barely ruffled outwardly, yet rippling softly inwardly toward deeper understanding waiting just below sight lines drawn tight like invisible barriers keeping worlds safely apart until they no longer can withstand pressures amplifying externally beyond comprehension or control awaiting resolution. Despite overwhelming waves crashing relentlessly across lines drawn once firm, now softening ever so slightly. As the press conference unfolded within the ornate confines of the White House briefing room, the air hummed with anticipation and a hint of tension. Melania Trump was poised at the podium, ready to discuss her initiatives for children's health and wellness, a subject she had passionately embraced during her time as First Lady. The gathering was set against a backdrop of the rich tradition of the White House where presidents and their families had long engaged with the public through press events. Yet this particular occasion carried an undercurrent of unpredictability that many attendees could sense. Reporters from various media outlets filled the rows of seats, their notebooks open and cameras at the ready, all vying for a chance to capture a glimpse of Melania's thoughts on pressing social issues. The event was meant to highlight her commitment to improving children's lives. But familiar whispers about her marriage to Donald Trump loomed larger than ever. The combination of her elegant appearance and the gravity of her initiatives created a dramatic tableau, one that seemed ready for both inspiration and controversy. As Melania began her address, her voice resonated with sincerity and assurance. She spoke passionately about her mission to promote healthy lifestyles among children and the importance of mental well-being, a topic that resonated deeply with many in attendance. Photographers snapped pictures as she gestured elegantly, embodying both grace and determination. The room seemed captivated. Reporters nodded in agreement, fully engaged with her message. However, even as she conveyed messages of hope and positivity, there was an unspoken tension hanging in the air. That it was evident that among the assembled journalists, there was a shared understanding that some would attempt to breach the walls Melania had carefully built around her personal life. With each question posed regarding policy or charitable endeavors, the underlying current remained. When would someone cross that line into the realm of her marriage? Moments passed, filled with questions about her initiatives and responses that highlighted her dedication to making a difference. The atmosphere shifted subtly when a reporter from a high-profile news organization raised his hand, capturing immediate attention with a bold inquiry. The question cut through the professional decorum established during the conference like a knife through silk. "Mrs. Trump, given your husband's presidency has been marred by controversies, how do you respond to speculation about tensions in your marriage?" The room fell silent, almost breathless. All eyes turned toward Melania. Reporters shifted in their seats, the tension palpable as they awaited her response. That it was a moment that promised drama, one where vulnerability could be exposed or where strength could shine brightly against scrutiny. Melania paused for what felt like an eternity, processing not only the nature of the question, but also its implications. As she composed herself, a flicker of emotion crossed her features, quickly replaced by her signature calm demeanor. This was no ordinary inquiry. It dared to delve into intimate territory that had long been the subject of gossip and speculation. Clearing her throat, Melania met the reporter's gaze directly. Her response was poised yet powerful, echoing throughout the room as she deflected the personal nature of the question with practiced ease. "I focus on my work and my children," she stated firmly, each word carefully chosen as if to build an impenetrable shield around her privacy. The love between a husband and wife can be understood in many ways. It is not always something that can be viewed through the lens of media scrutiny. Her words resonated deeply. There was both strength and elegance in how she articulated her boundaries while remaining gracefully assertive. The audience observed her confidence grow as she continued to elaborate on her commitment, not just to her initiatives, but also to family values that transcend public perception in that moment. Melania revealed insights into how she navigated personal challenges intertwined with political realities, an art form that few could master. As she articulated these sentiments, murmurs of appreciation rippled through the gathered journalists. They recognized they were witnessing an extraordinary moment. Here was a woman who refused to allow unfounded speculation and public opinion dictate the narrative of her life or marriage. Some reporters leaned back in their chairs, impressed by the finesse with which she had handled an otherwise incendiary question. Others scribbled notes furiously, eager to capture not just the content of her response, but the essence of how Melania Trump had transformed what could have been an embarrassing moment into a display of strength and composure. Few could navigate this complex web of personal and political dynamics with such grace. Her ability to withstand scrutiny while projecting confidence was a hallmark of her public persona. Eventually, discussions returned to her initiatives following that pivotal exchange. Questions about specific programs, partnerships with organizations dedicated to child welfare. But something had shifted in the room. The energy felt charged. Reporters understood they had witnessed something significant, something that would likely shape future interactions with Melania. As the press conference drew to a close, one could sense that Melania had not just survived a challenging moment, but thrived within it. This event would be remembered not only for its focus on children's health, but also for how one woman stood firm against probing questions that aimed to undermine her dignity. A testament to resilience in the face of relentless inquiry. The atmosphere as attendees exited was one of admiration and reflection. They had come expecting to hear about policies and initiatives, but left with an unexpected insight into Melania Trump's character. A figure both complex and resolute amidst roaring waves of public scrutiny. In this press conference, she had not only defended herself, but illuminated the profound strength found within navigating life at such an extraordinary intersection between love and duty in uncertain times. As the press conference progressed, the atmosphere grew increasingly charged with anticipation. Questions had mostly revolved around Melania's initiatives, but a palpable tension lingered in the air, hinting at the inevitable moment when someone would breach the wall she had carefully constructed around her private life. It was then that a reporter from a prominent news outlet raised his hand, capturing immediate attention with an audacious question that would reverberate throughout the room. "Mrs. Trump," he began, his tone calculated yet curious. "There has been considerable speculation regarding your marriage to President Trump amidst various controversies surrounding his presidency. How do you respond to claims of marital strain during such tumultuous times?" As soon as the words left his lips, an electric silence fell over the room, each person present momentarily frozen in anticipation of her reaction. The implications behind this question were significant and layered, by addressing Melania's marriage directly. The reporter not only breached professional decorum, but also ventured into deeply personal territory, one that had been scrutinized by tabloids and media outlets since Donald Trump took office. The inquiry laid bare the vulnerabilities that came with being in such a high-profile relationship, thrusting Melania into an uncomfortable spotlight where speculation often overshadowed reality. Melania's marriage had long been a subject of public intrigue. Many had questioned the dynamics between her and Donald Trump, often drawing conclusions based on fleeting moments captured in photographs or statements made during interviews. These narratives frequently painted her as either a supportive partner or a distant figure caught in a turbulent political storm. The reporter's question tapped into this ongoing dialogue, challenging Melania to publicly address what had become a recurring theme in discussions about her identity and role as First Lady. As the tension thickened in the room, it became clear that this question held weight far beyond mere curiosity. It represented a clash between public perception and private reality for many in attendance. It was an opportunity to gauge how Melania would navigate such a contentious topic. Would she succumb to frustration? Would she reveal any cracks in her armor? Or would she rise to the occasion with poise and strength? In moments like these, where vulnerability collides with scrutiny, journalists often seek not just answers but revelations. Insights into how public figures endure pressures that come from being constantly observed and critiqued. The reporter's inquiry aimed to peel back layers of Melania's carefully curated public persona, exposing her to potential judgment while inviting speculation about the inner workings of her marriage. For Melania, whose demeanor has consistently reflected grace under pressure, this was an opportunity to assert control over the narrative surrounding her life and relationships. Her response could either cement or dismantle perceptions held by both supporters and critics alike that in some ways, it was not just about defending her marriage. It was about reclaiming agency over her story amid relentless public fascination. She prepared to respond to this probing question. All eyes were fixed upon her, reporters clinging to every twitch of her expression while silently debating what direction her answer might take. Would she express annoyance at the intrusion or disarmingly address it with vulnerability? The stakes were high. One misstep could lead to endless headlines dissecting every nuance of her reply. That Melania's ability to handle such inquiries has long been a point of intrigue for those observing her journey as First Lady. Many noted how she tends to maintain an air of mystery while simultaneously striving for authenticity in her engagements with the public. This balancing act between revealing enough, yet withholding personal details, is what makes interactions like these so compelling, drawing audiences deeper into the complexities of her life. The reporter's question hung, suspended in time, as Melania began formulating her response. An intersection of personal resolve and public expectation poised delicately on a razor's edge. In that moment, many wondered if she would reflect on love amid chaos or instead pivot toward focusing on achievements tied directly to her initiatives. Ultimately, this bold inquiry served as more than just an awkward moment during a press conference. It encapsulated broader themes surrounding gender dynamics within political discourse. The challenges faced by women navigating their roles alongside powerful men, while under constant scrutiny from both media and society at large. IT also highlighted the intricate dance between personal happiness and public duty, a reality many can relate to yet few manage to articulate so eloquently. Melania prepared to speak on matters touching both heartstrings and national interests alike, all while standing strong against waves crashing relentlessly upon shores dotted with expectations. We began witnessing not only one woman's carefully crafted narrative unfold, but also reflections echoing widely across shared experiences countless others encounter when seeking clarity amidst noise, tempting drown aspirations beneath tumultuous tides, swirling ceaselessly around them, desperately waiting emerge victorious, once again reclaiming spaces once fought hard, shelter fully protected, grounded firmly against ever-pressing waves, yearning fiercely, push back onward, rising above challenges faced, unrelenting, finding strength, soaring higher, illuminating paths forward, beckoning hope, softly glimmering, inviting hearts. Unite, prevail together despite storms threatening crash. Fiercely, in this moment of tension sparked by a single question about marital strain, the significance went beyond mere headlines. It marked an intersection where vulnerability met resilience within dialogues exploring love amid chaos, navigating complex lives entwined, intimately dancing, always balancing, precariously awaiting answers, unfolding, gracefully shaped through courage grounded firmly beneath unwavering aspirations. As the reporter's question hung in the air, Melania Trump's immediate response was a study in composure and calculated poise. For a brief moment, she appeared taken aback, her brow slightly furrowed and her lips pressed together as if processing the weight of the inquiry. This flicker of surprise, however, quickly morphed into a calm determination that swept across her features like a soft wave rolling onto the shore. The audience, captivated by her initial reaction, felt the tension shift as they awaited her reply. Melania straightened, adjusting her shoulders while taking a subtle breath to regain her focus. Her body language spoke volumes. She shifted from a position that might have suggested vulnerability to one that emanated strength and control. Eyebrows raised slightly in a mixture of surprise and resolve, she locked eyes with the reporter, creating an unyielding connection that seemed to challenge any further attempts at intrusion. This moment of eye contact not only conveyed confidence, but also indicated that she was ready to confront the question head-on. When she finally spoke, her voice was steady and measured, embodying an elegance that had long become her trademark. "I focus on my work and my children," she asserted firmly, each word flowing with a sense of clarity and intent. The initial shock in her tone quickly transformed into a powerful declaration as she continued to elaborate on the importance of family values and the love she shares with her husband. Her assertiveness took many by surprise. Rather than crumpling under personal scrutiny, Melania deftly turned the conversation back toward her initiatives and priorities. The emotional impact of her reply reverberated throughout the room. Reporters who had come expecting perhaps a defensive or flustered response found themselves witnessing a masterclass in composure. Melania's tone was not merely assertive. It was imbued with an authenticity that resonated deeply with those present. It became clear that she was not going to allow mere speculation to define her narrative or overshadow her dedication to her work. As she articulated her thoughts, there was an undeniable shift in atmosphere. What began as a potentially damaging moment transformed into one of unexpected strength. She gracefully navigated through what had been an intrusive question, asserting herself as both a devoted mother and a dedicated First Lady, focused on meaningful causes that the audience observed closely, taking mental notes as Melania showcased how one could respond to personal challenges with dignity and grace. In the aftermath of her response, murmurs spread through the room. Journalists exchanged glances filled with admiration and respect for how she had handled the situation. Many understood they had witnessed something significant, a rare glimpse into the complexities of Melania's character that went beyond media portrayals of her as simply an accessory to power. She emerged not just as Donald Trump's wife, but as a formidable woman who could stand firm against waves of public scrutiny while maintaining an unwavering commitment to her family and initiatives. That Melania's posture remained open yet guarded. It was clear that while she had addressed the question head-on, she would not allow further probing into her personal life. This resolve served as a reminder that certain aspects of one's life should remain private, even amid public curiosity. Her ability to maintain this balance captivated those in attendance who recognized both the weight of being constantly observed and the pressures associated with being thrust into public life. Throughout her response, there were moments where vulnerability peeked through, an imperceptible tremor in her voice when discussing family. Yet, it was precisely this blend of vulnerability and strength that made her reply so impactful. It humanized her in ways many had not previously considered, rather than retreating into silence or irritation when faced with such intrusive queries. Melania chose to illuminate her priorities while asserting boundaries around what should remain private. As the press conference continued after this pivotal moment, reporters returned to questions about children's health initiatives and wellness programs, but now with a newfound respect for Melania's ability to handle challenging situations. The earlier tension had shifted into admiration for how well she navigated difficult conversations without losing sight of herself or letting external pressures dictate her actions. In this single exchange, Melania Trump transformed what could have been an embarrassing moment into an empowering display A reminder for many women facing similar public scrutiny about resilience amidst relentless questioning about personal lives intertwined within professional roles governed by expectations set high above, constantly challenging them from all sides. This incident ultimately underscored Melania's complexity, a multifaceted individual who exists not solely within the parameters defined by media narratives or public curiosity, but rather embodies strength wrapped harmoniously alongside grace throughout countless interactions, navigating life at such extraordinary intersections where love meets duty within tumultuous tides, swirling ever onward, challenging us all towards greater understanding. As she concluded her remarks regarding initiatives promoting wellness among children, her commitment unwavering, the audience remained transfixed by how adeptly Melania had redefined the interaction without sacrificing authenticity amidst relentless waves threatening draw deeper explorations beyond merely skimming surfaces often deceptively smooth, offering only glimpses barely hinting towards depths, waiting discovery, shimmering brightly, gently inviting hearts unite, triumphantly soar above. Challenges faced against all odds, confidently carving paths through intricacies, swirling unyieldingly around, seeking clarity, revealing truths, echoing serenely beneath tumultuous currents, ever eager illuminate. Melania Trump's response to the reporter's audacious question about her marriage encapsulated a powerful blend of deflection and assertion, revealing her perspective on both public scrutiny and the sanctity of her personal life. When faced with inquiries that sought to pry into the intricacies of her marriage to Donald Trump, Melania adopted a strategy that not only protected her privacy, but also reinforced her identity as a resilient individual in the spotlight. Her reply began with a firm declaration: "I focus on my work and my children." This simple but poignant statement served multiple purposes. Firstly, it redirected the conversation away from her relationship and towards the initiatives she championed as First Lady, emphasizing her commitment to important social issues. By reaffirming her priorities, Melania established a clear boundary between her professional role and her personal life, effectively disarming the invasive nature of the question. Moreover, this line offered a glimpse into her view of marriage, suggesting that, regardless of public perception or media narratives, the essence of their relationship was rooted in familial bonds and shared responsibilities, rather than the tumultuous political landscape that often overshadowed their union. Stating her focus on work and family, Melania positioned herself not merely as a political spouse, but as a mother and activist, roles she embraced with passion and dedication. The power of Melania's words lay not only in their content, but also in the emotional weight they carried. Her tone was steady and composed, exuding confidence while subtly reflecting an undercurrent of vulnerability. By choosing to address the speculation without engaging in personal details, she effectively communicated that there are aspects of her life that remain sacred and should not be subjected to public judgment. In many ways, this was an assertion of agency. She was reclaiming control over how her story was told. Melania continued to elaborate on family values and the love she shares with Donald. She skillfully wove a narrative that emphasized loyalty and partnership. Her language suggested that there's a complexity within their marriage that transcends the sensationalized portrayals often perpetuated by media outlets. Through her words, Melania presented a view of love that was steadfast despite external pressures, an insight into how she navigated personal challenges amid public scrutiny. This nuanced perspective was particularly striking in a political climate where relationships are often dissected through a harsh lens. That Melania's ability to frame her marriage as a source of strength rather than weakness was both assertive and disarming. She transformed an invasive question into an opportunity to express pride in her personal commitments while deflecting further inquiry into areas she deemed inappropriate for public discourse. The audience responded positively to Melania's reply. There was an audible shift in their perceptions as they witnessed a woman confidently standing her ground against unwarranted scrutiny. Many journalists present found themselves reassessing their expectations of how public figures should respond to invasive questions about their personal lives. Melania's masterful navigation of this interaction became an illustration of resilience. She showcased that one could defend personal boundaries while also engaging with pressing societal issues. Moreover, Melania's response served as a broader commentary on the intersections of gender, power, and public perception. In addressing vulnerabilities without exposing her private life, she challenged traditional narratives surrounding women in politics who are often subjected to intense scrutiny regarding their marriages and personal choices. Her assertiveness allowed her to redefine expectations. She became not just a passive participant in her husband's political journey, but an active force shaping conversations around family values and leadership. This exchange ultimately resonated with many who have faced similar situations where personal boundaries are tested by external pressures. Why affirming her priorities so decisively, Melania inspired others to reflect on their own experiences in navigating complex dynamics between public duty and private life. Her words echoed beyond the confines of the press conference room. They carried a message of empowerment for women grappling with similar challenges, reinforcing the idea that one can maintain dignity in the face of scrutiny while prioritizing what truly matters. In conclusion, Melania Trump's deft handling of the reporter's question illuminated much about her character. She emerged not merely as Donald Trump's wife, but as a formidable woman who could articulate her values amidst chaos. The power of her words lay in their ability to defend personal privacy while eloquently championing family values and social initiatives. For those who watched this moment unfold, it was not just a routine press conference, but rather an inspiring lesson in resilience, self-definition, and the importance of standing firm against external pressures while remaining true to oneself. This pivotal moment reshaped narratives surrounding Melania Trump, presenting her as a nuanced individual capable of navigating the often treacherous waters of public life with grace and conviction. The reaction to Melania Trump's poised response during the press conference was swift and varied, reverberating through both the audience in attendance and the wider media landscape. As she concluded her remarks, a wave of admiration rippled through the room. Many journalists exchanged glances filled with newfound respect for how she had navigated such a challenging question. The tension that permeated the air moments before had transformed into a palpable sense of appreciation for her assertiveness. In the immediate aftermath, social media erupted with commentary. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram became arenas for discourse where users engaged in heated debates about Melania's handling of the situation. Some praised her for deflecting personal questioning with grace, commending her ability to stand firm against scrutiny while highlighting her priorities as First Lady and Mother. Hashtags like #MelaniaMoments began trending, encapsulating sentiments of strength and resilience that many felt resonated with their own experiences of vulnerability. Conversely, critics took to social media as well, arguing that her response lacked transparency and did not adequately address the underlying issues surrounding her marriage to Donald Trump. They questioned whether her emphasis on work and children was a genuine reflection of her commitment or merely an evasion of deeper marital complexities. This dichotomy in reactions vividly illustrated the polarized views held by the public regarding both Melania as an individual and her role within a highly scrutinized marriage. The headlines that followed were equally telling, with major news outlets perhaps unsurprisingly framing the narrative in ways that highlighted both sides of the discourse. Publications such as the Washington Post and CNN published articles focusing on her use of poise as a shield against invasive questions, often referring to her performance in the press conference as masterful and grace under fire. Conversely, tabloid outlets seized upon more sensational angles, framing headlines that suggested Melania humbled the reporter or evoked admiration across social media channels, emphasizing the notion that she had outmaneuvered public perceptions about her personal life. Widespread commentary from political analysts also surfaced in op-eds discussing how this incident might influence not only public opinion regarding Melania, but also broader discussions about gender and power dynamics within political discourse. Many observers noted how her response transformed what could have been perceived as a moment of weakness into a display of empowerment, showcasing how women in politics often navigate complex personal sacrifices while remaining committed to their roles. In the days following the event, Melania's reply was subject to analysis both from political pundits and everyday citizens alike. Talk show hosts dissected the moment during late-night programs. Clips circulated displaying how she masterfully sidestepped what some framed as an attempt by the press to exploit personal vulnerabilities for headlines. Her ability to redirect focus back to children's initiatives played right into modern conversations around women's empowerment, demonstrating that being steadfastly dedicated to family and work can coexist. Beyond social media and traditional media reports, Melania's adept handling of potentially embarrassing scrutiny also sparked discourse within female empowerment groups. Many women began reflecting on their own experiences facing intrusive questions in their professional lives and shared anecdotes of resilience amidst pressures related to balancing public expectations with private realities. This shared dialogue contributed to an ongoing conversation emphasizing support networks for women navigating imbalance resulting from external perceptions versus personal truths. Interestingly enough, various influencers seized upon the response as a teaching moment, crafting posts that champion resilience in times of adversity. Inspirational quotes lifted from her initial reply made their way onto motivational graphics shared widely across various platforms. "Focus on your work and your children" became a rallying cry for those advocating for women's rights who found themselves dealing with similar dynamics. The press conference incident also reignited discussions surrounding societal expectations placed on women in relationships with powerful men, highlighting how those individuals must constantly negotiate aspects of their identity publicly while grappling with characterizations that may not align with their realities. Melania's refusal to allow others' narratives about her dictate how she defined herself provided a powerful illustrative example for many struggling against unfair characterizations. AS discourse continued long after Melania left the podium. It became clear that this incident would leave a lasting imprint, not just on how she is perceived, but also on the dialogue surrounding women in politics facing scrutiny regarding their marriages or personal lives. The convergence of admiration and criticism showcased just how loaded public perception can become when high-profile individuals navigate personal intersections amid broader political landscapes. Overall, the audience's immediate satisfaction blended into extensive commentary showcased through multiple mediums sparked critical engagement around complex issues surrounding female identity, ultimately shaping an evolving narrative focusing on strength amidst inquiry. By reclaiming control over a narrative so decisively amidst probing questions regarding marital dynamics. Melania Trump reaffirmed not only her multifaceted nature, but also ignited conversations around dignity amid relentless public interest, as she set forth illustrating realities rooted deeper than superficial perceptions among swirling narratives hovering endlessly around longing seeking clarity, captured uniquely shining truth beneath layers, once hidden beckoning forward, united fearless voices eager, stand together, soared triumphantly, rising high navigating life successfully despite elements attempting pull down. Melania Trump's poised response during the press conference not only served to deflect a personal question about her marriage, but also highlighted larger implications for her relationship with Donald Trump and their public perception amid the tumultuous environment of his presidency. In navigating this moment, Melania illuminated the complex interplay between personal identity and public scrutiny that has defined her role as First Lady. Throughout Donald Trump's presidency, Melania has often been portrayed through a lens that juxtaposes her elegant demeanor against her husband's unfiltered and often contentious persona. This portrayal creates a fascinating narrative dynamic, suggesting an inherent tension within their marriage that fuels speculation and intrigue. By choosing to focus on family values and her commitment to work in her response, Melania strategically reshaped the narrative around their relationship, reaffirming both her individuality and her supportive role as a partner. Her articulation of priorities, "I focus on my work and my children," serves multiple purposes that deflects attention from the invasive nature of the question, while simultaneously reinforcing her identity as a dedicated mother and activist. This framing allows her to reclaim agency over how their relationship is perceived publicly. Rather than being defined by media speculation or political controversies, she emphasizes the importance of familial bonds. Through this lens, Melania asserts that there is more to their union than public conjecture suggests. The implications of her response extend into broader conversations about gender dynamics within politics. Women in similar positions often face heightened scrutiny regarding their marriages and personal lives, particularly when their spouses occupy powerful roles. Melania's ability to respond with confidence reflects an evolution in how public figures can navigate intrusive questioning without compromising their values or identities. In doing so, she challenges traditional narratives that often depict women in politics as merely extensions of their husbands or relegated to secondary roles. This incident also underscores the ongoing societal expectations placed on women, especially those married to men in positions of power. The press conference demonstrated how Melania navigates the complexities of being both a political figure and a private individual, a balancing act made more difficult by the relentless media spotlight. Her refusal to divulge personal details while asserting her identity speaks volumes about the desire for women to maintain control over their own narratives amidst external pressures. Moreover, Melania's response reflects not just on her relationship with Donald, but also on broader issues concerning women's empowerment, by standing firm against unwarranted scrutiny. She sends a message that women can assert themselves confidently without feeling obligated to conform to societal expectations or justify their roles within marriages marked by power dynamics. This moment serves as an example for many who grapple with similar challenges, advocating for dignity and self-definition in the face of public interest. The fallout from this press conference also illustrates how public perceptions can shift rapidly based on how individuals manage personal inquiries. Supporters lauded Melania's assertiveness, viewing it as a refreshing stand against media intrusion. Critics, however, argued that her response lacked accountability, framing it as an evasion of deeper marital issues. This dichotomy highlights the polarized nature of public opinion surrounding the Trumps, a reality that is likely to persist given the intricacies involved in their marriage and his presidency. As discussions continued following the incident, it became clear that Melania's handling of the situation would resonate well beyond the press conference room. Social media platforms buzzed with commentary that echoed sentiments both praising and critiquing her approach, illustrating how these interactions can ignite larger conversations about gender roles in politics and society at large. This exchange not only became fodder for analysis, but also inspired dialogues among women navigating similar paths, those seeking agency within complex relational dynamics while contending with external judgments. Additionally, this response opened up reflections on authenticity versus image management in political life. The pressure faced by women like Melania is immense. They must navigate public expectations while remaining true to themselves and their commitments, by emphasizing her dedication to family over speculation about her marriage. She challenges conventional narratives that often seek to diminish women's roles into mere caricatures, serving powerful in summary. Melania Trump's adept handling of a potentially damaging question during the press conference reveals broader implications regarding gender dynamics in politics and the expectations placed on women in power-related relationships. Her ability to reclaim control over a narrative while emphasizing family values strengthens not only her position as an individual, but also contributes significantly to ongoing discussions about women's empowerment amid public scrutiny. As this incident continues to unfold in public consciousness, it serves as both a reminder of the complexities surrounding personal relationships in politics and an opportunity for broader reflections on identity, strength, and self-definition amid relentless external pressures, seeking clarity beneath surfaces often laden with unspoken truths. Melania Trump's recent response to a probing question about her marriage offers an opportunity to draw comparisons with other First Ladies and public figures who have endured similar scrutiny regarding their personal lives. These parallels provide context and depth to Melania's situation, revealing recurring themes of resilience, identity, and the navigation of public perception that are often experienced by women in powerful roles. One prominent example is Hillary Clinton, who served as First Lady during the turbulent presidency of Bill Clinton. Throughout her time in the White House, Hillary faced intense media scrutiny, particularly during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. This scrutiny extended beyond political realms and delved into her personal life, constantly questioning her loyalty and emotional fortitude in the face of her husband's infidelities. Much like Melania's experience, Hillary had to assert herself against public speculation while simultaneously focusing on her own identity and career ambitions. She often redirected conversations toward her accomplishments in healthcare and women's rights, using her platform to reaffirm her agency rather than allowing herself to be defined solely by her marital relationship. Similarly, Michelle Obama encountered significant attention regarding her marriage to Barack Obama during his presidency. As First Lady, Michelle was frequently subjected to inquiries about family dynamics and the challenges of balancing public duties with motherhood. In response to this scrutiny, she emphasized her focus on initiatives like healthy eating and education for children, while maintaining a strong family narrative that portrayed unity and strength. Like Melania, Michelle showcased resilience by highlighting both her professional identity and personal commitments, transforming potential vulnerabilities into moments of empowerment that resonated with many Americans. Eleanor Roosevelt also serves as an illustrative figure when discussing First Ladies navigating public life alongside personal challenges. During Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency, Eleanor faced speculation about their marriage amidst his extramarital affairs. However, Eleanor redefined her role through activism and advocacy for civil rights and social reform. Her determination to forge an independent identity within a politically charged environment allowed her to rise above societal expectations that sought to diminish her contributions based on marital struggles. This historical parallel reinforces the notion that women can assert themselves despite external pressures seeking to undermine their influence. These comparisons highlight how each First Lady has confronted scrutiny surrounding their marriages while striving to maintain focus on their individual missions within the political landscape. The recurring theme of resilience resonates strongly across these narratives. Each woman has demonstrated a commitment to defining herself beyond the constraints imposed by societal expectations or media portrayals. Furthermore, Melania's experience aligns with broader societal issues confronting women married to powerful men, issues often compounded by gender dynamics at play within politics. Women who find themselves in these positions are frequently judged not only based on their professional capabilities, but also through the lens of their relationships, creating a dual burden of expectation that can obscure their contributions, while emphasizing family values and work commitments in response to invasive questions about her marriage. Melania has stepped into a conversation about women's empowerment in politics that has been ongoing for decades. Her ability to reclaim control over how she is perceived resonates with those facing similar challenges today, advocating for dignity while negotiating complex relational dynamics amid relentless public scrutiny. Drawing parallels between Melania Trump and other notable figures not only sheds light on shared experiences, but also underscores the evolving narrative surrounding women's roles in political life. The pressures faced by women like Melania serve as reminders that navigating personal inquiries can lead not just to individual growth, but also contribute meaningfully to discussions regarding female empowerment in contemporary society. Additionally, these comparisons illustrate that responses from public figures can have ripple effects extending far beyond immediate reactions, inspiring dialogues among everyday individuals grappling with similar issues regarding identity and societal pressure. AS discussions continue around Melania's handling of questioning about her marriage. It becomes clear that she stands among a lineage of resilient women who have carved out space within politics through self-definition and unwavering commitment. In summary, drawing parallels between Melania Trump and other First Ladies elucidates themes of resilience and self-assertion necessary for navigating the complexities associated with personal scrutiny amid political landscapes dominated by male counterparts. Each figure's journey highlights not only their struggles, but also triumphs as they maintain individuality while supporting powerful men, a balancing act many recognize as emblematic of broader cultural conversations about gender dynamics running deep throughout history. As Melania continues defining herself through focused work on children's health initiatives while standing firm against unwarranted scrutiny, she reaffirms a lineage where past experiences from women like Hillary Clinton, Michelle Obama, and Eleanor Roosevelt guide present narratives concerning agency amid relentless examination, illuminating pathways forward, echoing strength, resonating deeply beyond confines, reassuringly inviting others join journeys crafted together, boldly aiming soar high. Illuminating truths, shining brightly, beckoning clarity amidst storms swirling unceasingly around. Melania Trump's response to a probing question about her marriage marks a significant moment, not only in her public persona, but also in the perception of her relationship with Donald Trump, deftly deflecting personal scrutiny with a focus on her work and family. She has redefined how both the media and the public view her role as First Lady. This moment encapsulates a broader statement about resilience and agency for women in powerful positions, especially given the relentless scrutiny they often face. In this instance, Melania transformed what could have been an embarrassing or damaging moment into an opportunity to showcase her strength and assert control over her narrative, while declaring her priorities. Her work for children's health and wellness, alongside her commitment to family. She effectively shifted the conversation from personal speculation to her advocacy efforts. This strategic redirection not only preserved her dignity, but also allowed her to reclaim agency, emphasizing that her identity is based on more than just the relationship she shares with Donald Trump. The broader implications of this exchange may modify future interactions between Melania and the press. Given the polarized nature of responses, from admiration for her assertiveness to criticism for perceived evasiveness, it seems likely that journalists will approach future inquiries about her marriage with caution. Recognizing that Melania has established boundaries regarding personal questions, she has set a precedent that suggests invasive questioning will be met with resilience rather than vulnerability, which could lead to more respectful engagement from the media. Moreover, Melania's adept handling of personal scrutiny could serve as a model for other public figures navigating similar dynamics. The incident highlights both the pressures placed on women in political roles and the need for them to articulate their identities independently of those pressures. As Melania moves forward, this skillful navigation may encourage not only reporters but also other public figures to approach sensitive topics with greater respect and sensitivity, understanding that these individuals are entitled to maintain their privacy despite their spotlight status. Reflecting on how this moment may alter perceptions of Melania Trump, it is evident that she is no longer seen solely as an accessory to Donald Trump's political journey. Instead, she emerges as a complex individual who successfully merges her duties as First Lady with personal commitments. Her response illustrated layers of character often overshadowed by sensationalized narratives surrounding their marriage. This shift in perception aligns with ongoing discussions about women's empowerment in politics, reinforcing the idea that women can navigate public life while still upholding personal values and priorities. As this narrative unfolds in public consciousness, it encourages a more nuanced understanding of the dynamics between powerful couples. Melania's ability to maintain composure during moments of high tension allows her to transcend traditional portrayals often constructed by media narratives that seek to define women solely through their relationships or emotional states. This evolution is reflective of broader societal changes regarding how women's roles are perceived within high-profile contexts. Moving beyond Melania herself, this incident ignites conversations around gender dynamics within political discourse, a topic that remains critically relevant today. Women married to powerful men historically encounter unique struggles. They must navigate expectations imposed upon them while asserting their individuality. Melania's response serves as an illuminating example of how such women can reclaim agency, sending a strong message that they will not conform to reductive stereotypes or allow their identities to be subsumed by those they are married to. Ultimately, Melania Trump's poised reply not only deflected scrutiny but also sparked broader discussions about identity, empowerment, and resilience among women in political life. That it reinforces the importance of self-definition and highlights how public figures can control their narratives amidst external pressures. As society continues grappling with these themes, Melania stands poised at a significant intersection where questions about personal lives meet professional responsibilities, reminding us all that even amid noise seeking distraction from deeper truths, it is possible for women in power to articulate their values firmly while remaining true to themselves. In conclusion, Melania's interaction during the press conference serves as more than just a singular event. It acts as a pivotal moment that has the potential to reshape perceptions surrounding her and Donald Trump's marriage. Why showcasing her strength and independence through focused messaging on family and work, she not only alters how she is viewed within the public eye, but also establishes new standards for how future inquiries should be approached. Encouraging respect for boundaries, coupled with recognition of individuality amidst shared journeys crafted together, bravely navigating complexities intertwined, uniquely waiting. Exploration, brighter experiences, shaping enduring legacies, echoing timelessly across landscapes.